Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of The Weird and Wonderful, the podcast that dives deep into the lives of the strangest and most fascinating figures. I'm your host, Sue, and today we're starting off with a bang, because today we're exploring the wild, chaotic, and absolutely eccentric life of Jake Mangle-Wurzel, a man who turned madness into a lifestyle and Huddersfield into his stage. So, who was Jake Mangle-Wurzel? Born as John Bottomley on May the 20th, 1938, young John was a troubled boy. He claimed his father George was a drunk and a gambler. His mother Annie, however, doted on him and encouraged him to be curious. John was something of a loner, an oddity as he described himself. He had survived bullying and mockery in his adolescent years. He found a wife and changed his name to John Gray, but it was a loveless marriage that quickly ended in divorce. He had a daughter, but sadly they were estranged for most of his life. But John Gray wasn't who he felt destined to be. In the 1970s, he legally changed his name to Jake Mangle-Wurzel, a name as odd as the man himself. He believed in living life as a performance and used his very existence to challenge society's norms. Jake quickly became a local legend in Huddersfield, with long hair, a beard like a wizard, and a personality that couldn't be ignored. He transformed his home into a bizarre wonderland of protest art, satire, and self-expression. Jake lived in a dilapidated home filled with oddities. He surrounded it with coffins, slogans printed on signs, a fake gallows, and even a hearse. He turned his garden into a graveyard of ideas and causes. His house was known as Wonderful Wurzel Land. He once declared himself the chief loony, standing in local elections with joke manifestos. But beneath the humour was often sharp political and social critique. He was anti-establishment, anti-religion, and openly mocked bureaucracy.
2.5 years ago, they did order me to tidy up, and my pile of stuff, it came right out of where we used to live. So I've made a massive effort already to make most of this. But now they say that everything has to disappear from outside my fence.
Right.
My kingdom. Yeah, and so...
What do you think about that then? Is that a fair cop, or is it?
Well, it's fair. Yes, it's fair. It just makes life difficult. So I've got to move my treasures onto my land, which is already inundated. Or they say they're going to come up with a wagon and two men, throw everything in the wagon and make it disappear, which would be heartbreaking because all this stuff, it all has a use and a purpose or a memory. I mean, if I had a castle or half a dozen barns, if I owned this field, it would never be.
Jake was a constant presence in local media, holding signs, staging protests, and offering bizarre but thought-provoking commentary on current events. To many, he was a harmless oddball, and to others, a nuisance, but no one could deny he was unforgettable. Jake had a unique take on life. He believed the world had gone mad and he was simply reacting to it. He didn't trust the system, the government, or even religion. His signs often mocked organised belief systems, and he saw himself as a kind of prophet of absurdity. But not everyone loved Jake. His constant protests, odd decorations, and defiance of authority sometimes landed him in trouble. The most devastating moment came in 2010, when his home was destroyed by fire, a tragedy he took in a stride, declaring, "You can burn the house, but not the Wurzel." Sadly, in 2021, at the age of 83, Jake passed away. His spirit lives on in photographs, memories, and impact he made on his town. At Jake's service, it was a send-off he would have loved. It was arranged by a small band of Jake's closest friends, though Jake had been planning his end for years. He got his own grave next to his home and erected a memorial stone, but in true Jake fashion, it wasn't his own memorial stone. It was one inscribed to a Mary Ann Ramsden, who had died in 1903. He apparently had bought the stone for a tenner at a memorial sale. He was a living piece of art, a one-man protest, and a champion of being unapologetically different. So in a world so obsessed with fitting in, Jake was a reminder to everyone of what it means to stand out. Thanks for joining me on this very first journey into the weird and wonderful. Next time we're going to travel to Mexico to meet a bride who never left her wedding day. Until then, stay weird.